Welcome back. If anything, I think it's getting a little warmer here tonight, actually. They did have a pitch inspection a little earlier today because part of the ground was frozen. They just made sure it was okay. It was okay, so we're well and truly looking forward to going ahead here tonight. And here they come, Batley in the green, Barrow in the blue. To remind you, Batley with 2 wins so far. They've had a decent start to the season. They beat Keighley 42 points to 10. And last week they beat York 42 points to 4 in between times that defeat, but only by 13 points to 6 to Sheffield. So 2 wins and a bonus point. Barrow here tonight looking for their first win. They already got 1 bonus point when they lost 14-4 here against Doncaster, picked up the bonus point, but that's their only point so far. Our referee tonight is Chris Leatherbarrow, and a couple of interesting touch judges here tonight as well. Brian Armstrong, but on the other side, Jamie Bloom, the former professional player, is running the line here tonight, part of his emergence, potentially as a Super League referee, who knows, in years to come. But we're about to get underway, and it will be Batley to get us underway as well. Chris Leatherbarrow just making sure everything's okay on either side. And here we go. The boot is a decent one, sent downfield by Tom Hemingway and brought back with a little bit of urgency as well. The first drive by Haggerty, Kurt Haggerty up to his feet, and Barrow start from here. So what are we looking forward to here tonight, Brian Noble?
Well, I think the big blokes need to get into each other just to keep warm. It's a really short battle line early defensively. Barrow, whilst wanting to be expansive, will be worried about the fact that they haven't got a win up yet, so they'll be talking about ball control and trying to keep the possession away from Batley as much as they possibly can, but they shouldn't miss out on some of the opportunities that they're given.
It is dark, isn't it? I mean, we look at our monitors and it doesn't look too bad, but for those watching on here tonight, it is a dark pitch as Potts collects fairly safely at full-back, runs it back towards that 20-metre mark. There are 2 to meet him, including Liam Harrison, who came third man in. He's a player who's caught your eye over the years, isn't he, Liam Harrison?
I tried to sign him twice at different clubs, prospective clubs. He's been a mainstay of this team. He's never wanted to leave this part of the world, to be fair to him, and the loyalty he's shown to this club, and he's been pivotal every year we've been watching Barrow.
Some talk in the off-season that he might be retiring because of work commitments, but after a lot of thinking about it, he has decided to stay on. I'm sure Barrow are very pleased with that. Here's an opportunity for Batley to make an indent. Morn looking to get to his feet quickly.
Good to see Morn back for Batley, isn't it? He's an impactful player for them.
Well, we're talking about, and bring Dave Woods in on this, about the dual registration. Batley's agreement with Huddersfield is not just about exchanging players. We'll have a look at this before we talk about it, but the catch is a good one. Their relationship, Batley's with Huddersfield, is they get access to the backroom staff at Huddersfield as well, and John Keir was saying Danny Morn's return has been a lot quicker than it might have been because of that.
Yeah, well, that's all part of it. I know with us and St Helens, you know, we've been invited down to look at their marketing systems and how the club operates and things that they can do that way. So, you know, it can work in a positive light, you know, off the field as well.
Barrow looking to make progress towards the halfway line here. It's Mossop who picks up at dummy half the hooker. Little scamper by him and the offload as well, and Batley's defenders having to work hard to keep the impact to a minimum from Andrew Dawson, who plays it. Back it goes. Little chip downfield by Scott Kagan, but he's not quite got it where he wanted it to do. Haney picks up, but they've lost a bit of ground here.
It'd be good to see Haney in a bit of space. I remember coming here last year and he had a wow of a game from the wing. He was a little pocket rocket, and I thought he should have been in the forwards. He was that impactful. Great offload.
Haggerty getting it away. Barrow finding themselves about 35 yards away. Here's Kagan again now at dummy half. Looking to that right-hand side. In by Mike Whitehead, the veteran prop forward, of course. He's kept it alive well enough, he and his Barrow teammates. Now it's Campbell, a little scamper to his left, but Batley's defenders are eager enough, and the tackle is good. Here's Mossop. On it comes from Harrison. Forward with real urgency again. The Irish international. Left to Campbell. Campbell puts boot to ball. It's chased by Adam Clay. It'll just roll out of play beyond the dead ball line. There'll be a tap back on the 20.
It was nearly a very, very good kick, wasn't it? A couple of metres short, and it would have given the winger opportunity to get in at the corner, wouldn't it? Adam Clay's done the fly for sure.
Johnson. 10 metres away from that halfway line, and an opportunity for Batley. That's taken in well enough.
Good shot
by Walton. He's lost it. They claim it's another set, but the referee...
Wasn't that a shoulder charge?
Well, let's have a look. No, the arms are involved.
I was acting as agent provocateur there, Mr. Woods.
You're seeing shoulder charges everywhere.
Not there, I wasn't.
So head and feed goes Barrow's way here. It's going to be put in by Campbell, picked up at the back of the scrum, and they move it out now. Nathan Mossop up at dummy half again, looking to that right-hand side, and Haggerty, Kurt Haggerty, signed from Widnes, of course. He was released by Widnes at the end of last season. Plenty of Super League experience. I think he played 14 times for Widnes last year in the Super League, so he brings a certain something to this level. Haggerty again involved, and a big hit.
Good shot.
Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? Just have a look at this.
Didn't miss, did he?
He read that very well and saw that it was going out the back, and he shot out of the line.
Oh. James Walton, wasn't it? Or was he a bit high? That's the question.
Well.
But this is why I'm against that shoulder charge, because, that's a big shot that the player could easily get injured as well. And so long as it's not illegal, I think it should be there, but that's only my opinion.
Well, it's Walton who came in at a pace, and the referee's happy with the validity of the challenge. So Kagan, having just had a little bit of treatment, is able to carry on. Here's Campbell, drops it back inside for Harrison again to just try and push his way through, but he's held up 30 yards away. They've got decent position here, but they're on the last, and they're going to run it out to that left-hand side. Terrific take by Clay. My word, how good was that score by Adam Clay to have caught the ball from that pass, to have produced that pass. The whole thing absolutely magical, absolutely magical.
I'll tell you what, the money ball from Campbell is brilliant. If this isn't forward, this is the pass of the week, without a shadow. He's missed two people out. Got the opportunity because of the short line from the bank. Clay still needed finishing. He's twisted and turned and spun over the cross, but players in motion for Barrow. He's thrown it out there. So you do your best, Adam Clay. Catch that one and get yourself into the corner. Still needs scoring. He's a fair way out here. Potts does his best to try and stop the play, but good finish.
Wow, that was worth watching, wasn't it? That was a try and a half.
It was a very good try. He finished that very well, but Barrow started the game very well. They've come out of backfield well, a couple of good shots, and they're going to need to be really tight in that forward pack and get some good go forward, because the Batley pack is very good. So they've started the game very well, and I'm sure that's how they wanted to get this started. Real quick, explosive efforts early.
Well, here's Kagan with a conversion attempt. They've only scored 5 tries in their 3 games coming into this match. Barrow this season. Clay is one. That's a dreadful attempt at a kick by Kagan.
He couldn't see the post.
Probably not. You've probably got a point, actually.
I was impressed with Campbell here. Drifting outline, but you have to say Johnny Campbell's way off his wing, and they've left one over there of Batley, and they'll be asking questions about the numbers in defence there.
Well, that'll have warmed things up for the locals. Barrow Raiders leading by those 4 points to 0. And a wonderful try from Adam Clay, who you might remember was at Lee last year. He signed here for Barrow in the off-season. And here comes the restart. And Barrow full of confidence here. And they need a bit of confidence as well, given the start they've had. But they are certainly playing with some purpose so far tonight here, the team in blue. Leading as they do. Looking to bring it clear from their own line again. Hit up by Dawson, who's quickly to his feet. Mossop helps it on its way again. Some yards being made here, but earned the hard way. Out from acting half goes Mossop once more, trying to tease the way through, but they can't do so on this occasion. It's Mossop who plays it. This is Kagan who goes from dummy half. Brian Noble's just seen something, points his finger in the air. If you've seen, coach.
I was thinking that Batley back 3 have gone early. They play 3 and 4, both their wingers and their fullback were back in the backfield expecting the kick, and Barrow can be a little bit braver. There's a running play on there, especially so early in the tackle count. They're really shorting the lineup of Batley to get some numbers in at the tackle at the middle, and try and stop some momentum from the Barrow team.
Campbell, I think, has dropped it here, has he? Yes, he has. The referee's decided that Campbell just dropped it clean. So the advantage here for Barrow. They'll get the head and feet at the scrum.
Well, the debate on this one. Campbell's momentum certainly being stopped there. He's dropped that goal. He's so busy complaining to the referee, he's forgotten to hold on to the ball.
So Barrow with an opportunity here to run it from this scrum if they can. Quickly does it. Wiper is the man who's back on the inside, Max Wiper. It's a wonderful name, isn't it, Max Wiper? He's been around the Cumbrian scene for a while, ex-Whitehaven, of course, still only a youngster. It's Campbell again to try and help us on his way. Kagan, this is good handling here. Haney's up there into the line as well. They're showing some sharpness here, which is easy for me to share on a night like this. Haggerty down that right-hand channel is going to be held up. Mossop now waits a dummy half again. This time it's Whitehead who drives it in. Solid stuff by him, and look how close they're getting here. 10 yards or so. This is the 6th tackle, so Kagan with a step and puts a little kick in, puts pressure on. Black's going to be caught in the in-goal area. It'll be a drop out underneath the sticks.
Fantastic kick from Kagan, because he was under immense pressure. Watch this, he ends up on his backside again. Boom! Somebody gives him a bit of a shot, but Black cleans the ball up, but good kick chase from Toll and collects him in goal, and they'll get another repeat set here.
So all the pressure on Batley in these early stages. The team who came here as the form side, but are struggling at the moment to get a toehold in the game, because Barrow are playing ever so well as Dawson bringing it forward again. And one of the many Cumbrians in this side from Millham. It's something that Darren Holt has been working on in the last couple of years that he's been in charge, reintroducing this localness to this Barrow team. Mossop at dummy half again. It's Dawson who looks down this left-hand flank, really working that right side Batley defence here. Now they go back to the middle again. Harrison, out it goes to Campbell. Campbell with a little soft shoe shuffle, but he's held up. I'm going to have to stop using words with S in, aren't I, as the night goes on and as it gets colder and colder. This now is Kagan. Good hands, and Haney, the fullback, is in the line and off again with a little chip over the top. It's just about touched to safety on that far side by Johnson, but another drop out underneath the sticks here.
That's great pressure from London, and he's put the ball to boot with not the best kick, because there's a couple of blue shirts have chased the life out of it. They've got a result.
That through the hands there, but it was a great chase, and they've got a result out of it.
Well, they'll take their time here, because they'll want to get a bit more oxygen back in the lungs. I think one of the Batley players is just getting a bit of treatment as well, which is helping to slow things down. And eventually the dropout will be a decent one. The ball just waggling in the cold night air, and again good hands by Adam Clay. He's proved himself to be sure-handed so far.
A bit of a leg break on the ball there, wasn't he? He did well to collect that in the end.
Awkward bounce. Here's Mossop. Now on again by Harrison. 3 defenders drawn in, but it's the 30-yard mark they find themselves on with only 2 tackles gone, so an opportunity here for Barrow again to turn the screw. Whitehead, 33 years of age. He's lost a bit of weight in the last few months, which has made him a little bit more mobile on the pitch. Left it goes to Campbell. Campbell onto Harrison. Use the dummy. He's almost forced to that left-hand side, but just about keeps his feet in the field of play. This is Campbell again. He's a real busy performer in these early stages, Liam Campbell. Whitehead again.
Both their halves have been busy, haven't they? Directed by Mossop here.
This is Mossop once more. Now it's out to that right side. Here's Haggerty. Just puts the right foot on it and the big shoulder, and he's got the offload away, and they desperately try to keep it alive, but it was dropped in the end by Lee Haney. And it's a bit of a relief there for Batley, because they'll get their head and feet here.
Well, they've had no ball yet, have they? We're 11 minutes into this game, and I don't think they've had the ball, have they? I can't remember Batley having the ball.
Now they've turned it over twice when they've had it, haven't they? So, you know, great defensive effort from them, though, to keep them out on those 3 sets. So, very good. Let's see what they've got now coming out of backfield.
It's a consolidation set, this, isn't it, for Batley? Try and get themselves downfield as far as they can in 5, and then maybe look for a kick. Chance to test this Barrow line, maybe. Black bending his back at dummy half. 4 gone. Still a couple of tackles to go. They're up to the 40-metre mark, so it's not a bad set. This turned into something very special by Flanagan, who goes from dummy half. Flanagan evades one, has support left and right, tries to get the ball away, has lost it. It's a poor ending to what had been an absolutely eye-catching break. And Backhouse comes up with it for Barrow.
He did everything right. I have to say the quick play of the ball gave him the momentum. George Flanagan's going to run every day of the week when he went out there. He did everything right until he got to the final pass. Overplayed a little bit.
Just that one was a tackle,
you have to say.
A good tackle, yeah.
Great tackle. A bit harsh on Flanagan there, I was.
Was he one of yours? He was at Bradford. Were you a coach at Bradford? Were you the coach at Bradford when he was there?
Yes, when he was signed as a junior. Colourful character, George.
Here's Dawson looking to slip the defender. He's lost the ball. A one-on-one. Walton has come up with possession. Batley riding their luck. Here's Bretherton, who's gone down eventually in the tackle. A
couple of great plays from Walton in the last couple of minutes. He had the quick play of the ball that released Flanagan, and now he's got the one-on-one ball steal.
And a smart play from Flanagan too. He went to go into the tackle. You look at it here. He goes to go into it, pulls out because he's obviously called for that strip.
So an opportunity for Batley, looking for the quick play of the ball. It was a quick play of the ball as well from Ash Lindsay. Well, they've still got a couple of tackles to play with here, have Batley. They're in an excellent position. Now, what can they make of it? Their first real attack of the game. First real pressure, good ball away. Black was there in support. 3 defenders up smartly, 4 defenders up there smartly to make sure he's cut down. But look how close they are. And it's another knock on.
Certainly looked threatening in that set, though, didn't they, Batley? You know, a little bit of momentum, and that's a challenge for Barrow in this next step up in this division. You've got to defend for a long time, for longer periods than they probably would have to in the past. And I think we've just seen the knock on here. Is it Black that he's played the ball incorrectly? He's kicked it forward, so it's either a penalty or a knock on. Take your pick.
So Barrow lead by those 4 points to 0. That flash try that we saw early in the game from Adam Clay. His second as a Barrow player in this new season. And needing to bring it out with urgency here. Harrison leading the way, as he so often does, in Barrow colours. Mossop collects. Batley's defence up quickly, making sure the yards, if earned, are earned in the hard way. The referee shouts hell. There's a little bit more pushing and shoving. Mossop then picks it up and looks back. The kick downfield from the halfway line is going to bounce towards his touchline and out of play. It's not a bad one, nowhere near a 40-20 because it was on the halfway line, but still a very good kick that puts Batley back on the back foot again here.
It gives them a rest as well. I don't mean they need a rest because they're unathletic or they're not quite as fit as they should be, but a rest in relation to how they're playing the game. They can walk to a scrum, they can talk about what they've done, they can talk about the few defensive frailties they showed in that last against Batley and put it right mentally so they can they stay tough through this half.
There's John Keir with his technology, just making notes as to what he's seen so far in this game, but I'm sure he'd be happy enough with the way his side has started the season, if not necessarily entirely happy with the way his side has started tonight, though. His last few minutes, they have been showing signs of maybe beginning to get themselves on top. Trailing though still by 4 points to 0 against the Barrow Raiders. So pick up and a dash from dummy half again. Well marshalled by those central defenders. Looking for the big hits. It's Applegarth who's spun to the ground. So now they go for the kick. Black sends it downfield. It's covered, should be covered well enough by Adam Clay. It's an awkward bounce, which means he has to field it in that in-goal area and try to rescue this situation as best he can. But a decent chase from the Batley defenders.
Good kick. I think there's a slight wind in their favour, Batley, and they should use it a whole lot more this half.
That'll be that icy wind that's blowing in our faces, will it? Oh, he's left it behind Mossop, but he has rescued the situation. Oh, here's a chance again, a bit of an overlap for Wiper on this left-hand side, and Wiper back beyond the halfway line, eventually cut down, but from nothing, suddenly Barrow found themselves with acres of space, and here's Harrison to plunder his way forward as well. Taking advantage of maybe a defence in a little bit of disarray, but they recovered their poise well enough. Kagan now thought about the kick, then carries it in, and again some good footwork. Well, 3 carries has taken them very deep now. Here comes the last tackle. Less than 30 metres away. Campbell again. Little measured kick over the top into that in-goal area, which has to be dealt with. Will be by Campbell. He's doing ever so well here. And to get out of that field, that in-goal area, he's done terrifically well.
Done really well. There's only Harrison on the chase, wasn't there? They'll be disappointed with that Barrow in their middle chase, enabling Campbell to get out there. Allowing Campbell to get out.
Pick up by Greg Johnson. And tonight because of the injuries. But a chance for him to shine, the former Huddersfield man, of course. Well, they're getting through the tackles quickly enough here. Barrow are keeping their opponents trapped reasonably well inside their own 30, and that is the 5th tackle, so it's a good defensive set. It needs a big kick from Black, and I think he might have found it. It's a 40-20 if it's gone beyond the 20.
I don't think it has.
That was right on the line.
I don't think he's got there.
No, not quite. Referee Mr. Leatherbarrow says head and feet to Barrow, but I tell you, he was only about a foot away, wasn't he?
Giving himself 9 metres the other side of the 40 as well. Probably wish he was 5 metres further down. It's not far away. I think they got the call right.
Just short of where he wanted it to be. So what have you made of this start then? 19 minutes played. 4-0 the scoreline. What have you made of both sides so far?
I've been impressed with the house of Barrow. They've really got them around the field with Mossop, Campbell, and really done well. I've been impressed. I think they've looked threatening as well. They've looked sharp when they've been running the ball. They're just... Kagan and Campbell have been running the show. My challenge for them is to keep the things they're doing. They've looked after the ball pretty well. They've had the lion's share of possession, and my only worry is that when Batley have had the ball, these last couple of sets, they've looked to make a little bit more inroads than they were at the start of the game.
So here come Barrow with the hard work to do again. 4 gone. Still a couple of tackles left, but they are still very much deep inside their own half. So again, it's an early kick. In terms of the tackle count, it was on the 5th. It's collected off the bounce by Gareth Potts, who turns and sees that there are several up there in blue, including Haggerty, who was helping lead that charge. It might have been Backhouse who was up there as well, but either way, the tackle is a good one. And out from dummy half goes Johnson. Paul Middle on the field from the interchange bench.
He's a cute cookie, isn't he? He generally makes a difference for this team when he gets onto the game. Good footballer.
Here he comes again, trying to bring them on. It's Byron Smith who'll have a go here, and Byron Smith gets the offload as well, but the defensive reaction was smart enough just to make sure that he couldn't get any further. It's Applegarth. But they're inside the 30 metres. Little kick by Black, again a tester. Taken well enough.
He's doing well there again, Clay, hasn't he? Under pressure, took the ball, went to ground, which enabled him to stay in field, and whilst it's a tough gig to get out of there, he's given his team every opportunity to do so. He's under a lot of pressure there from Mon.
Harrison stepping forward and stepping hard. 3 Batley men to make sure that his way is blocked. So up to his feet he gets, and let someone else have a go here to try and steady the ship through as far downfield as they can. But 30 metres reached and 5 tackles already played. So Kagan has to kick, and I tell you, from that position, that's not a bad one to find touch from there, is it?
He was under a lot of pressure as well. He's nailed another one to the sideline. That must be part and parcel of their tactics. Walk to a scrum, talk about what we've done, reduce yourself, re-energise yourself. Right, got a defensive set to go now. But I'll tell you what, Kagan's been on his backside a few times tonight, hasn't he? Every time he's kicked the ball, somebody's put him on his backside. Every time he's passed the ball, somebody's put him on his backside. Do you think it's a personal thing?
Well, he's tough enough, isn't he?
Yeah. Great admiration. The little blokes in the game.
He had big responsibility on his shoulders, Scott Kagan, because he was the man who was brought in really to take over from Darren Holt, wasn't he? There's a knock on. Well, there's a boost for Barrow, because straight away the ball is spilt by Hemingway, and the head and feed, he just took his eyes off the ball. It's a loss of concentration.
This should be like a shark frenzy now for Barrow. They've got to make the most of these opportunities in here when they're in this part of the field, and Batley made a slight error and are feeling a bit down on themselves, and they've got to strike.
So here's Mossop standing at the back of the scrum to help get things moved away quickly. Larkin trying to cut back on the inside, but marshalled well enough by those Batley defenders. So here comes Haggerty with all that explosive power that he has, and a good offload as well to keep things going. Just asking another question of that Batley defence, and Barrow full of confidence at the moment, fueled by their own self-belief. Kagan with a step back on the inside again, but the defence was there waiting for him. But they still have tackles in the bag, 3 to come. Left again to Campbell. Campbell throws it further left to Harrison. Harrison on the inside pass. Wonderful ball. Oh, he's lost it. Left it behind. Just when it looked as though the try line was opening up. The knock on. And Batley get away with it.
Haney's through there.
Part of a tackle from Campbell, isn't it? He's just not quite got the grip on the ball. Campbell gets hold of his arm and pulls it away, and he was over the line, kicking himself. And that's the opportunity that they had to take to give him even more belief going through this game.
Well, some treatment there for Johnny Campbell, who's lost his boots as well. I think he's going to be okay.
I think he's changing them, Davey.
Is he?
Yeah, the trainer looked like he had a second pair there. He looked like he was changing both his boots.
I think the pitch could be freezing up a little bit.
Well, it's certainly cold enough, isn't it? And if it was, well, another knock on here.
Give him a forward pass, I think.
If it was cold enough to have a pitch inspection early today when the sunshine was out and it was a little bit icy, then it's bound to get colder and colder as the night goes on, isn't it?
Well, it's another.
They need to come up with some points here, Barrow. They've been down a couple of times, 3 sets in a row. They didn't come up with any. Just that one there, they lost the ball over the line. They need some points this set.
Oh, here's Campbell trying to take them on himself, but held up well enough. 10 away, 5 tackles to come. Harrison wants to get up there himself from dummy half and have a go. He fancies taking on the entirety of that Batley defence, but 2 of those defenders working well enough and making sure he's stopped. Little step here by Brennan. It's fairly fresh from the interchange bench. Brad Brennan. Mossop. Kagan throwing it wide. Haggerty put down on his backside. Some good defending, copybook stuff at the moment. Mossop stands and waits. Dummies to Toll, then tries to go back the other way, but they were waiting for them in numbers. So he'll have to try again. Another tackle wasted. This Haggerty with a little kick to the corner. It's dealt with well enough on this right flank.
Great result other than the try. Great result. 6 more plays, but as Dave says, they've got to take the most of this. They've got to get over the line this set. I think that confidence will come flooding back. When you haven't been winning games and you don't get over the line and you get hit with a sucker punch, it can knock the stuffing out of you. So they need to get over the line here for me.
How good was the delicacy of Kurt Haggerty there, by the way, in getting that kick away and keeping it as close and tight as it was. Brennan again with the drive. Another close season signing from the Warrington Wolves. He's another young gun, only 20 years of age. This is Mossop. 30 yards and closing in, and Brennan wants another taste of the action in this particular camp. Looked to shape to get that ball away, but couldn't. Mossop. This now is Campbell. Left to Harrison. Harrison wider still to Clay, who was given a hiding to nothing there, but did ever so well to take it and evade the defenders, and then the tackle coming in, which the Barrow fans weren't happy with. The referee says play on. So here comes Harrison again, hurling his body at that line. Quickly played. Wiper picks it up. Wiper tries to force his way over. Too many defenders there. He's kept it alive.
Oh, kept it alive, didn't he?
He called gone back. I thought the referee called gone back there.
We'll have a look at this. Wiper.
Well, is he saying
He's thrown it back?
There was a knock on by Harrison, though, wasn't
Harrison
there?
knocked it on, yeah.
Oh, and that's what the crowd didn't like, either of those two. The first one from
referee said chest. So.
He's had a right cross and a left hook, and the ref said it's his chest.
It's a tough game, as we keep saying.
They were both on the snooze button, trust me.
27 minutes played, very nearly, on an icy night in Barrow. They used to build Russian submarines here, didn't they? You can tell why on a night like this. Entirely apt.
Well, Bear Grylls is in the bay. Doing some film.
Oh, this is good from Batley. Well, an opportunity here. It's Mennell who's picked up, who's scampering forward. Wants to play, and does. Black with a little offload again to Lindsay down the middle. Ash Lindsay forcing his way forward. The wind is blowing in now. Here comes a six tackle. Mennell picks up and hurls it to that left-hand side. The little chip down by Hemingway. It's intercepted easily enough by Backhouse on that far side.
And that's the worry for Workington. When you don't make hay at the other end, when you don't capitalise on all that possession and all the things, and the nearly scores and the not nearly scores, you're in danger of just coming down the other end of the field and having the stuffing knocked out of you with a Batley score.
They're playing in blue and we're in Cumbria, but it's Barrow, not Workington, by the way.
Did I say Workington?
To blame the cold.
I'll have to do.
So a chance here now for them to emerge towards that halfway line again. Brennan, 5 short of the halfway line. It's not the quickest to play the balls. Well, that's the 5th. Here comes the last. So they'll be looking for a boot. Back it goes to Kagan again, looking to avoid the Batley defenders, but Campbell's got there and with a real bit of sharpness runs it back at that Barrow line. He's put down, and a very quick play the ball from him just to get the momentum going once more. Down that middle, arms reaching out and just about making the tackle here.
2 good plays from the Batley backfield, isn't it?
Here's
Johnson. The 3rd one with Johnson.
Oh, that's
strong, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he's got it away, got the offload as well. Look at the pace here. Terrific stuff from Potts, who's just hurled it backwards, having made that break. Some untidiness on that far side. Referee says play on. Moore picks it up. So Batley showing real speed and real enterprise. Moore will play it. Plenty in the middle waiting for it. Hammered in by Applegarth. They want to get on with it. Mennell. On once more. Black. Drops it back on the inside, and Bretherton on his knees, still going. Alex Bretherton has managed to crawl his way over the line, and Batley have their response finally. Very nearly half an hour played. It's 4 apiece with a kick to come.
Well, put this score down to their backfield. They did really, really well. Each one of them. First Potts and then a break, and then Moore and Johnson, and bosses away again and gets a great break, gets down to the outside, quick play the ball. Keeps the ball alive. Quick spread. Ben Black gets to the fringes and turns Bretherton back on the inside. Overread from the Barrow defence, and Harrison can't make the play. Bretherton certainly can. Good shift play, good 2-pass shift play, and a bit of an overread from the Barrow defence, and unfortunately Liam Harrison can't tidy up on the inside on Bretherton, and he finishes with a good score, and that's that counter punch we were talking about.
And that's that danger of not taking those points when you've got those opportunities against these good sides. You know, they've had a lot of sets of 6 up there, a lot of repeat sets. They haven't made the most, they haven't come up with points. And then Batley, as quick as they were out of backfield, and they punish you and get 4 points.
Well, here's Tom Hemingway with a chance to add another 2. He's had a few of these this season already. I think he's kicked 15 out of 16 so far this year. Very sure-footed. 16 out of 17 make that now. And Batley lead here by 6 points to 4.
You'd be gutted if you're a Barrow player, because you've had all the possession, you've had all the attack, you've been nearly over the line. Ben Black comes across the field, drops Bretherton off on the inside, and there's 6-4 in front.
Is it fair to say we're seeing an extra quality from Batley here tonight? They've not had much of the ball, but when they have had the ball, they look a bit more quality than Barrow. Is that fair? As a team,
nearly. They've looked dangerous, haven't they? You know, they've looked a little bit sharp. They look like they're more oiled at this level. Their backfield there was particularly good to get them from one end of the field to the other to create the attacking opportunity.
So they have the lead. The team from West Yorkshire against the West Cumbrian side. Barrow 4. Batley 6. It's going to be a low-scoring affair, judging by the opening 31 minutes. Just the 2 tries so far, which I'm sure won't displease Barrow at all, because they've been on the end of a couple of hidings so far, haven't they? Notably against Featherstone last week, when I think they were 46-0 down at half-time. Recovered really well in the second half to just stem the flow, but also they lost 42-12 at Hunslet as well in the opening game of the season. So just looking to find their feet at this level.
Still think they're a chance if they've just got to get muscled up before this half and keep the scoreline close, because Batley are a dangerous team.
It's a lovely little rolled ball by Black again, and look how many Green are chasing after that. There are 4 or 5, and Lee Haney would be very pleased that it bounced out of play.
Lee Haney was missing there. He was wrong position entirely, because that kick went through and the winger was committed up in the line, and he should have been there a whole lot quicker than he was.
Batley side. They wanted that to be in the field of play. So they had a great chase on it, and anything could have happened there.
Liam on me, same drills.
We haven't had a penalty so far tonight. Do you know that? Not a single penalty. You're racking your brains trying to prove me wrong now, aren't you, to tell you what about that penalty?
Wasn't there a ball steal? Penalty? Come on.
Was
he help me?
No? Yeah, no, I thought Barrow got one, didn't they?
Wasn't the head-high shot at the other end of the field? Oh, no, it was too long.
I missed that one.
Well, what's this now? This is a ball lost. Haggerty's gone down. He's hurt his head here.
Wasn't he grabbing his leg?
Yeah,
a cramp.
Can't have cramp at this stage of a game, can you?
He hasn't played for a while, though, has he? Haggerty. He got it. Oh, sorry, he had a suspension.
Yeah, missed last week. Whether it was just
definitely his leg. It's not his head.
No, but he was holding his head as if he was in pain, real pain, wasn't he?
Might be. Because of that grass.
Time off. Yeah.
Well, we did a game at Dewsbury the other week when they needed blankets and heaters in the dressing room at half-time just to get them out in the second half. I think we might have something similar here tonight, haven't we? Here we go. Just
twisted his ankle.
Twisted his knee, isn't it?
Is it his knee or his ankle?
Wait, I tell you, wait.
He's not happy.
Well, he's okay, or at least he's okay to hobble back and put his head into that scrum and join this defensive line, because there's some defending to do as well here from Barrow's point of view, because Batley have an excellent position. Jason Walton held down 18 yards away.
Strong boy Walton.
Mennel rather, helping it on. It's Liam Walmsley who's on from the bench. Here's Mennel again, looking left where they have all the numbers just at the moment. Big drive by the big man Keegan Hurst. Held up, dragged down, put down, but 4 taken to put him there. And they still have tackles in the bag. Mennel again, switches that left-hand side. Black tries to get the ball away, trying to force their way through, but the tackling is good enough to keep John Davis away by a stride or two, that's all. So back it comes. It's going to be a big barging effort from Daniel Fleming, who's over. And the referee has given this, has he? Striding over the bodies. I think he's given a knock on, has he? No, he has. He's
given the try.
I think
he's given the try. He's given the try, striding away from the scene of the crime. Fleming the scorer, and Batley score twice now and lead by 10 points to 4.
Well, it's not the most fluent try. He didn't even want the ball. It wasn't for him, the ball, but he's caught it really well close up, backed himself as Fleming, and he's barraged his way over, bowled his way over, picked out poor defence there from on their own line from Barrow, and he didn't want the ball. It wasn't for him, but made hay while the sun was shining, as they say, even though it's the middle of the night.
Well, they've got him on a temporary basis from Castleford, haven't they, Dan Fleming? And he was kind of the signing in response to Alex Walmsley going out. I know Alex Walmsley might still be playing for Batley, although given the way he played for St Helens last week, he might not be playing for Batley much this season, but it's not a bad replacement, is he, to bring Fleming in place of Walmsley?
No, he's a good replacement, but and he's a good catcher of a ball that wasn't meant for him as well. I mean, I can't overemphasise the fact that he's had to pluck that right from his face, and then he's backed himself to get over the line. He's shown good strength there, really good strength.
Hemingway puts it over. So 4 points to 6 becomes 4 points to 12 in the blink of an eye. 2 tries in 4 minutes, and from being 4-0 down and looking a little bit under the cosh, they look as though they're a bit in control now, Batley, don't they?
And I think these next 6 minutes are very, very vital to the Barrow side, because they can't allow Batley to go down the other end and get another 4 point or 6 points.
So here's Kagan with a big boot, which just hovers, falling into the arms eventually of Campbell. 5 minutes of the first half remaining.
Kurt Haggerty, sponsored by Peter and Chris Wilson.
As you can hear, Kurt Haggerty has gone off for the time being. Here comes the try scorer Fleming, carrying it with some strength. Welsh international, we saw him in the 4 Nations, or the 3 Nations, or whatever it was called last year, didn't we?
He did.
Against France and England.
He's a tough boy, isn't he? He's good strength.
Oh, here's Mennel, good offload. Mennel again, looking to dart into that gap. Barrow's defence just caught a little flat-footed here. Mennel still going. Eventually hauled down. But look where they're going here again. Black looks on his inside, looking to get that pass away. Didn't actually pass it. The defenders were left guessing as Black kept a hold. The man running on his left-hand side was actually tackled. Here they have the opportunity. Hemingway again with a kick to this right-hand side. Up goes the very safe pair of hands provided by Adam Clay.
Barrow's just got a little bit of a problem at the moment. They're not building their defensive sets as you would build an attacking set. And what I mean by that, they're doing 2 decent plays and then having a play off, which compromises their whole set defensively. They've got to concentrate for 6 players defensively.
That's a decent effort. Decent drive by the youngster, Brad Brennan. So Barrow looking to set something of a platform here to get themselves out of trouble. Here's Harrison again, carrying it with real urgency and determination, taking his side almost up towards the halfway line. Back it goes to Kagan again, who gets that kick away. That's not a bad one, it's just turned Potts, who's just fumbled a little, but it quite clearly went backwards, so he has the chance to redeem himself. And again, look at the pace here, but he's running across the line rather than through it, and eventually hauled down by Harrison. Some muscular efforts going in by the Barrow defence here. Just trying to keep them there if they can. Walton Stanton waits at dummy half. Back to the middle it comes now. Here's Johnson, here's Winger, looking on this far side. He got the pass away there. He had 2 men on his outside. But he decided to try and take them on. A little bit of width provided. Down goes Bretherton. Wants to get to his feet quickly and does. Tackles raining in again. Wormsley up, back for the kick. Again, it's a good one. Again, it's teasing this touchline. This will be a 40-20 if it goes out of play. Now, did Haney have a foot in touch there? When he played it back, he's done ever so well to actually get back and get back on the ball.
Did he have a foot in touch? Did he knock on? Did he retrieve the ball? He's going to have a look at it, is he?
Well, the referee, Chris Leatherbarrow, has decided just to have another look. So will we be hearing from Ian Smith here? Ian, go on, talk us through this.
Yeah. So we need to pause it. Does his foot on the line? Is his foot on the line? Just jog that one back, please.
Right there, take it back to the line.
So his foot's outside the line and he touches... Go on, might as well show me this one. So is his foot on the line? So his foot's out. His heel's on the line. That's a 40-20, Chris. 40-20.
Touch 40-20, come down.
Good bit of video refereeing from Ian Smith. I think his foot was back in the air again, wasn't it? But his other foot was on the line when he touched it. His left foot was on the line, so that's why it's a 40-20 here.
And it wouldn't have mattered anyway because his last foot, his last play came from outside the field to play in anyway. So even if that other foot wasn't on the line, it would have been 40-20.
So, good kick has reaped its rewards. Batley have a chance here to really hammer their opponent's line again, and they could be going in at half-time with a very decent lead if they can turn this into something like 4 or 6. Barrow's defenders are going to have to be on their mettle. Walton was there to help make the tackle a good one as it's driven in. Back it comes to Hemingway. Hemingway along the line, little offload. It's Potts again who's involved. You can see he's a good 5 yards away. Mennell from acting half again, looking for the big drive through the middle by Hurst. They're hanging on to him, just about keeping him short. Mennell throws it left again. Here comes Black, difficult ball to pick up, but he's done with it ever so well, trying to create a bit of room, has made the room and made the try.
He's going to look at crossing here, I think.
Yeah.
So the video referee asked for. Obstruction is the question he's asking about, or is this going to be a third Batley try? Ian Smith, over to you again.
So there's no obstruction on that. He picks it up. If you just jog that one back, I just need to check the Batley player. If he's gone through the line before Ben Black goes round the back, then it's not obstruction. So just run that forward slowly. Does a decoy runner go through the line before Ben Black runs round the back? So the decoy runner, he's gone through already before he goes round back, so that's okay. So go to the grounding, please. It's not obstruction, so just go to the grounding. Steps back inside, fend, carry. That's a try. That's a try, Chris.
Try is given. So they have their score. What do you make of that? Was that the right decision by the referee, the video referee?
Yeah, I think it was. It was a bad read by the defensive players of Barrow, and you know, the option runner went through before Black got the ball, and there was nothing wrong with it, I don't think.
So a try for Danny Morn. It's the third now that Batley have scored without response, having gone behind 4-0 earlier on. 3 tries in succession, and the one-time Wigan youngster in his testimonial season last year, of course, so that tells you how long he's been around, with a third try for Batley.
Well, it's just the fear that we had for Barrow was the fact that they're getting used to playing at this level, and it can be a cruel lesson early part of the season. They started really, really well for 30 minutes, and then the knockout punches come left, right and centre, and unfortunately for them, they're going to be 2 scores behind. Well, probably 3 scores if he kicks the goal at half-time, and they probably don't deserve to be there, but it's getting used to football at this level. You have to take your opportunities when they're there to give you that confidence and impetus and momentum to go on with the game.
Well, it's a collector's item because Hemingway has put it wide. He's not done that too often this season, but 16 points to 4. Batley lead. I'm not sure we're going to get time for the restart here, but here's the try again.
Yeah, Black does well, scouting the line across and picks out Morn, and who does really well, steps off his left and his right to confuse the Barrow defence.
So 16-4, the early try from Adam Clay, as smart and as sparkling as it was merely a blip in the half from Batley's point of view, because they hit back with 3 of their own. Alex Bretherton in the 29th, Dan Fleming, the youngster from Castleford, and then Danny Morn right at the end of the half. That final kick was missed, but my word, Batley on the field here and in control at half-time.